Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here, welcome back to another video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and in this one I want to talk about some of the stuff that I want to see because of course the game is not that far away and I want to fight a load of monsters. I want to fight new monsters and I want to fight some returning ones. So today I want to talk about 10.5 monsters that we want to see in Sunbreak. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Let us know in the comments down below which monsters you want to see return. I know of course we do want to see new monsters, but you know they're going to bring some back too. So give me a list down below, drop a like on the video, and of course don't forget to keep it locked because we will be bringing you guys all the Sunbreak content you could possibly want, so it's a good place to be. Anyway, I picked this list kind of based on one of two things. A, monsters that I like. B, also monsters that will kind of thematically fit, given that of course they're going down the duppy theme this time around, so it's all about vampires, ghoulies and ghosts and all that kind of stuff. So I tried to pick a few things that will thematically match. First one being VAAL HAZAK. It is a zombie dragon. It fits the game setting. It makes sense. It of course had its first appearance in World. It's a grotesque elder dragon that inhabits the deepest parts of the Rotten Vale. It uses the fatal vapor of the Vale in what appears to be a symbiotic relationship, and it's just a really cool monster. This of course also has a fantastic armor set, and we use this to make the vampire armor set, the vampire mix set that of course I know a lot of you guys loved out there. I know some of the speedrunners out there hate vampire sets, but you know what? Sometimes you just want to hit things and you don't want to die. Plus the armor set looks hella cool, so even if you don't want to use it, you can take it from a layer point of view and just look like the vampire duppy guy who goes around on Halloween. Moving on from there, ODOGARON, of course, literally a hell dog. It fits the game setting. It is basically Lunagaron's long-lost brother. ODOGARON also had fantastic armor sets. Definitely one of my favorite monsters probably ever. I could definitely see this going into my sort of top 10 monster list for sure. Again, first appearance in World. It's described as a terrifying monster that scours the Rotten Vale for carrion. Its highly aggressive nature means that anything, be it monster or man, is a potential meal. Honestly, the first time I ever fight this one, the sort of aggression, the way that it sort of jumps around super fast, it was a lot of fun to fight. And again, the reward is the fact that it has fantastic armor and weapons. Now, moving on from there, NAKARKOS. Definitely would love to see this one. Honestly, I feel like this is probably less likely given that this is more of a, not exactly siege monster, but you know, one of those like big, giant, epic fights. They tend to remain in their game a lot of the time, but this is based on a cuttlefish which pulls its prey to its doom, so where you fight him is basically full of the bones of previous prey and hunters. Literally a soul's boss. There are of course different heads. You have the sort of skeletal heads that take on different skulls, and of course that will infer its abilities. It was honestly a really, really cool fight. First appeared in Generations, and this is an awesome elder dragon again with a fantastic armor set, lots of very cool looking weapons. Basically, I love the whole sort of skeletal theme, so would love to see this one make a return. Now, next up, SEREGIOS. Maybe not thematically the same fit, but it's been a while since we've seen him, so it's about time he makes a return. He had some really cool mechanics, of course likes to go around shake like a rattlesnake, first appeared in 4U, and he is described as an elusive breed of wyvern only rarely spotted throughout the lands in recent years, known for its ability to launch razor-edged scales at prey, and for its ability to stand those scales on end and strike any who threaten it. Of course, the weapons also carry the fantastic element whereby when you roll, you sharpen, so they were also pretty cool from a gameplay point of view. Then we have NERSCYLLA. Of course, this is a fantastic monster. Given that we do have a sort of spider type monster in Rise, I feel like NERSCYLLA would fit right in. It also wears the flesh of its monsters, so thematically, I feel like it also fits the game. First appeared in Monster Hunter 4, and this of course is a Temnoceran that spins webs to defend its territory and hunt its prey. They bind foes that have been weakened by ailments and devour them with their giant mandibles. Has a fantastic armor set. I of course also especially like Shrouded NERSCYLLA because it had the fantastic Sleep Charge Blade. Shout out to Naptime Ninjas. Then TETSUCABRA. Of course, thematically not necessarily a fit for this one, but you know what? They've been teasing us for the longest time. Why do we have a little one in game that Hojo sits on and they still don't let us fight it in game? Maybe that's why. Maybe because of course it's now a protected species and he sits on it. It would be kind of mean to fight it, but honestly it was such a cool fight. First appeared in Monster Hunter 4. Of course it is an amphibian that's basically like the sumo monster. It was real cool. Had fantastic armor, especially factoring in that we are in the Master Rank version of the game. Then the Master Rank version of this armor set was always super cool. Plus, it had some cool weapons. I mean, the greatsword was basically a big old kitchen knife. What is not to like? However, moving on from there, another one of my favorite monsters, ZAMTRIOS. Again, of course, this guy is basically Street Sharks in Monster Hunter. Who watched Street Sharks? I love that show. I used to grow up watching that. I even had the toys for that one. Anyway, I digress. ZAMTRIOS is hella cool, although Soxy Bear does say he thinks it looks like a testicle. But anyway, that aside, it first appeared in Monster Hunter 4, and it's basically the frozen inflatable shark who will then blow up his belly, jump on you, and then of course shrink down and just razor his way through the ground. He had a fantastic armor set looking kind of like Shredder out of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so this guy, he needs to come back. Then LAGIACRUS, of course, it has to go in this list. One of my all-time favorite monsters. It is a crime that he has not made a return. Look, I know what people say. Sometimes he's kind of a pushover on land, but honestly, look, give us Ivory. I don't care which version. Give him some new moves. Spice him up so he's not a pushover on land. This creature, it is a crime that has not made a return. Honestly, it is one of the greatest monster creations of all time. Has fantastic armor. Honestly, I love the Ivory LAGIACRUS armor. That's probably my favorite one above all else. He needs to come back so we have an awesome Leviathan. Hey, look, if you want to make it thematically fit, then make a new version of LAGIACRUS. I don't know, bring back a missile, give him some purple spikes, call him like, I don't know, infected LAGIACRUS. I don't really care. Just give me the monster, give me that armor. It's about time. Then, of course, MAGALA, it needs to happen. MAGALA thematically just fits this game. Like, why have we not seen him for such a long time? He is the frenzy guy. He's got big ass wings, he's blind, but he will still slap the hell out of you. He, of course, grows horns mid-fight, changes the sky's color, the wings look sick, but I do not miss his 140 guild quests. They were quite brutal. Then, in a big sort of unexpected tangent, OLTURA. For those of you guys that played Monster Hunter Stories 2, the final boss, spoilers, I apologize, but if you haven't finished it by now, then tough. Anyway, OLTURA was a fantastic monster. We fought this guy in Stories. Honestly, we never got any armor from this in Stories. Why not? It was a really cool fight. It had the potential to have some badass armor, some badass weapons, but instead we just fought him, and that was it. So honestly, this was a really cool monster, and if they actually brought this into a mainline Monster Hunter game, it gave us the ability to fight it, farm it, get that gear, that would be so cool. And I feel like it has that spooky theme to it, so it could kind of fit in Sunbreak. And then finally, for the 0.5 monster, the reason we chose 0.5 is because it's HELLBLADE, right? You guys know I love Glavenus. HELLBLADE, of course, being a deviant version. I mean, it is technically its own monster, but it's also a variation of the original one, so I kind of classified it as a 0.5. Also, it makes for an interesting title, so that's why. Anyway, HELLBLADE Glavenus. I like dinosaurs, I like Glavenus. He has a blade for a tail. HELLBLADE was just the hella aggressive version, had the cooler armor set, had the cooler weapons. Basically, it was the cooler version. And we, of course, got the infinitely less exciting version of the Fated 4 in Rise, being Mizutsune, so it's about time you actually bring the big boy in, the one that people actually care about, which is Glavenus. I know we're getting Rise X, or of course Astalos, I keep mixing the names around, but look, it's about time Glavenus is back to show who is really the king in town. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That's a little rundown on 10.5 monsters I think should return in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Add to that list, change that list. If you missed any of our recent videos, be sure to click on one of these ones on screen and keep it locked for plenty more Sunbreak news.